Hello. Hi. I'm SolarLoon. I'm an independent game developer. I'm the creator of Master Plan and Tetra 3D. And this is a song I made in Sunbox back in, like, I don't know, 2019, 2016, 2014. Man, I was looking through some of my videos, just looking at old stuff I was working on, and it's like, man, I Know Who I Am was looking so good, dude. And then I'm thinking about Valkion, and I gotta finish stuff. I gotta go back and make this stuff. I gotta go back to Year, and I like made the game, but it wasn't very good. I'd like to give it another shot. But I was also thinking, like, the me that I am now is a different, like, I'm the guy who can do it. The me of 2026 is the guy who can do it, whatever it is. The me of 2019, 18, whenever I made, stuff in the past. I'm leveled up, man. Like, this is it. I'm stronger. I'm better. I think I can do it. I think I can, like, make things successfully. So anyway, yeah, just looking through some old songs and things like that. I'm like, man, that was pretty good. That sounded good. Like, this is music, dude. Music. I'm whew. Anyway, okay. So, updates. So I've been working on not master plan, Tetra 3D, and making some really, really, really good updates, really good improvements and changes and stuff. So I'm going to show that a little bit, and then we're going to go back to working on this game. So a couple things. One, let's get some music going. Let me make sure it's not too loud for once. That's probably pretty good. Somewhere around there. Yeah. Okay, so something that was really, really, really cool to see is I got raycasting to be like literally 1,000% faster. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. The improvement that I made just out of the blue. It's crazy. Let's test it out. So this is an older version of Tetra 3D that I'm running. Oh, it doesn't work that way anymore. Yeah. Can't do that. Okay. I'm trying to see, like, how best to kind of profile this or see how it works. We'll do it like this. We will roll back to this point. Do it here. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Well, I made some changes. Let me back this up because I don't want anything to happen. We will just make a copy of it. That's fine. I've done that a couple times before. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this back to the old version of this Yeah, roll this back to the old version. I guess just reset. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, I do this kind of like a different way. Yeah, okay. So let's try this thusly. So we're going to roll this back to this point. And discard these files. I know I could have done this the correct way. But anyway. Alright, so here's our scene. This is our raycasting example. So I'm going... Oh, that's fine, actually. We'll do it like that. I'm going to cast a ray downwards in this example scene. And we are going to basically see how long it takes to do this. And I guess actually this should be... something like that. Okay, so yeah, we're casting this ray downward. In this little example scene, we're casting a ray downward 1,000 times from dead center down 4 units. We're testing against a collection of solid objects, basically all the objects that are solid in the scene, that are bounding objects rather. And so we're getting 50 milliseconds for 1,000 ray tests. Okay. So we will now undo all this. Pull the changes that I made. And run the same code. Now it's 4 milliseconds. A drastic improvement, going from 55 milliseconds to 4 milliseconds. It's like 1,000. That's like 1,200% faster, 1,100% faster, something like that. That's crazy. Actually crazy. 1,000 raycasts being 11. That's crazy good. So that's so like that changes the game, dude. That changes everything. Changes everything. It's wild. Let's get some music, different music. So for like how this actually happened. We're gonna change this a little bit. Yeah, it's like 4 point, we're gonna say 4.4 or so, 4.3, 4.4. Yeah, probably 4.5. Let's say 4.5. Yeah, it's 12 about 1,200%. Yeah. So like how this works or what I did is actually not crazy stuff. Like the logic behind raycasting just could have been simplified. It was just stuff. It was a few things that made a huge difference. For one, I was doing basically like checking which triangles to perform a raycast against using a broad phase object. So basically, rather than checking each triangle individually, I can basically pull a broad phase object to say like, okay, well, if the ray is here, it starts from here and it goes to there. Which triangle should I be looking at? Because I don't need to check all the triangles in this mesh. I only need to check the ones that could intersect with the triangles. But the math behind checking the triangle is just simpler than the math behind getting the triangles, the optimal triangles to check, essentially. Like the broad phase object might be better if your mesh is maybe millions of triangles large or hundreds of thousands of triangles, but for a lower, a low res renderer, you're talking about maybe 10,000 triangles, 5,000 triangles. It's not feasible. It's better to not use a broad phase object for raycasting. It is better for collision detection, so I still have it in Tetra 3D, but it's better to just check the triangles directly. I also just started culling triangles. I never even thought about it, but if a ray is cast, let's say it's going like this, and a triangle is here, there's no way that the ray could possibly intersect the triangle if it's to the right of all vertices, or if it's above or left or below or behind or in front of all vertices. There's no way that there could be a strike. So I can just quit early. I can just exit early or continue on to the next triangle if the rays start and end are both wholly beyond in any one direction the triangle. So it's like, okay, well, I could skip that. And then in addition, I was previously doing this code to set the plane. Basically, the way that raycasting works, you have a triangle, right? It's composed of three vertices. You essentially establish a collision plane from those three vertices, and then you can check to see where the ray strikes that plane, right? Because a triangle can be of any kind of orientation depending on the vertex positions, right? Like, if the triangle has the points here, here, and here, if you move this point like that, well, now the collision plane has shifted like this, right? Now it's this way instead of this way. Instead of the ray being able to collide with the triangle, if you imagine a plane where the triangle is, instead of the ray colliding here, when you shift one vertex, now it's, the collision plane has shifted as well. So that basically involves like determining where the normal of the triangle, the collision plane is. I don't need to determine the normal because I'm working with triangles already. So I can just use the triangle normal. I have the normal already. I don't need to set the collision plane. I can just manually do it because I already have the normal of the triangle, and then I just need the dot product of the normal against the one of the vertices to basically determine like the plane direction and distance, because the direction is the normal. And then just things that just make things faster. And it's like, oh, this could be faster. I don't need to return a new slice every time I run this function because we're already copying the results out of this function. Here, I was calculating the direction every time I called this function. I can pre-calculate the direction because the direction is the same. It's the ray. So for every triangle, the direction is the same. So I don't need to calculate the direction here. I can calculate the direction ahead of time and pass it into this function. So all these changes make this, ray test function for triangles 1,200% faster. 1,200% faster. That's insane. That's crazy. 1,200%. That's wild. That's crazy. 1200%. 1200% faster. That's wild. That's crazy. So now what that translates into for our game. Hold on. Let me pull up Blender. I gotta re-export this because I was messing with the textures. Export it. There we go. So what this means for our game is that the game is just, it runs better. Now instead of it being like 0.8 milliseconds, now it's 0.3. I also added a shadow, so you can tell where the character is when he jumps. I also added a texture for this little border. This little border. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid. So yeah, we had the ability to drop, to grab on and drop and stuff, which is cool. I also added a skybox, but it's not appearing right now. Got to see what's going on with the skybox. I also was doing different fixes. Something that I remember maybe like 8 streams ago or something like that, a couple months ago, I was having issues where basically I was changing these settings for automatic UV mapping. And it wasn't updating correctly. I fixed it. So now it works for every object correctly. So this is just a really cool feature that I kind of feel like, I mean, that's just a wild feature to be able to like easily tile textures and things like that. I also added this little metal texture at the top for that little lip. Yeah, it's this game is really like, this is really shaping up in terms of the way it looks and the way it feels. And it's running surprisingly well. It's running really well, dude. Really well. Just crazy good. Like I wasn't, you know, I was pretty optimistic about performance before. Now I'm like, dude, this is gonna be like way good, way better than I thought it would be. Oh, I was like, what is up with the text? When it's like this, it's rendering the bottom scene too, the skybox. Yeah, you can see the other thing is rendering. Okay, interesting. All right. So yeah, what's up with the skybox? Let's see what's going on there. Let's move this over here. Let's check on. We don't need this. Well, that's fine. Let's see. Is this actually running? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So why don't we see anything in the skybox? I know that there's a mesh here. Oh, I had to probably export it again. That was my bad. That's a bug I need to fix too. Yeah, okay, here we go. Oops. There we go. So you can see the skybox above the player. And apologies for like the bad camera, but I'm using the Spyro the Dragon method of clouds, where basically it's vertex colors. Not bad, not bad. So let's actually make this maybe a little smaller so it kind of comes through a little better. Not bad, but it kind of, I mean, it cuts off, which is bad. So we don't want it to cut off, but I don't know if we want it to be too big. Like, we can't make it just massive. I mean, a texture would be best for this, because then we have better fidelity. Yeah, I mean, a texture would be best for this. I'm getting like trapped in the... Getting trapped somehow underneath this. Let's see, so there's the cloud. Okay, I think I see what's going on. Let's subdivide this a little bit and make it... let's see what that looks like. Okay. Let's... scale up the texture a little bit. Okay. Subdivide a bit more. Let's see if we can bring it maybe lower. Interesting. So, like, I know why it's stretching. That's, you know, I get it. But I'm thinking, like, I do want it to be, like, maybe I want an orthographic camera for this? This is so interesting, dude. This is a wild thing to do. So visually interesting. This is wild. So I guess we do want it to be perspective. Oh, yeah, what am I doing? This should be a sphere. Well, I guess actually... Well... Actually, this might work. Those seams at the top are going to be problematic. Let's see. Preserve seams, clip to bounds, scale to bounds. Maybe, I don't think a UV sphere would be better for this. Well, maybe it would. We can give it a shot, see what it looks like. I mean, like, that top is ugly. But maybe it'll work out. Let's try it and see. Yeah, that top. What can we do about the top? Because it's converging toward the top. Let me look back at the icosphere. Sphere project. Yeah, those triangles are problematic. I can't just reset it. Nah, that's not it. Cylinder. Flat, huh? I actually like the way this looks. Let me see. Oh, I gotta flip it. That's crazy. Yeah, that looks wild. That's crazy. This ain't bad. I think the thing that I don't like about this is how kind of like, well, that, yeah, that whoops, up there is kind of problematic looking. Like dead above these two, yeah. I wonder if there's a way to do this. I feel like there is. Oh, why don't I just do a box? Like literally a skybox. I'll have to subdivide it. Okay. Let's subdivide a little bit. Actually, can we subdivide and smooth? Because then you kind of get a sphere, but it's a box. Yeah, that might be good. Apply that. And it's not very complex visually. I mean, texture-wise. Huh. But you can see the seams. Why can't you see the seams? That's weird. Why are there seams when it comes from a box? This might be better. Well, I guess there would be seams even if it was a box. Yeah. Unless the seams... Oh, it's not tile. It doesn't tile on the edges. No, it must tile on the edges. Right? There's a couple things I wanted to do. Okay. So one thing is we probably want this to... we probably want to try to make this tile. Okay, so that is important. And then we also probably want to adjust the curves to be a little bit more... Is it just not doing anything? Oh, I see. Because it is white. It's just I need to adjust the transparency. Can I do that with the curves? Alpha? Yeah. Yeah, something more like that is probably better. That might help out a lot. That's a little better, I think. Now let's go ahead and subdivide a couple times. No, it's too bright. Additive helps. Okay, I might be on the track on. I might be yeah, it might be working out. I just have to think a little bit. Okay, so there's a couple things that I want to do. One is I feel like the shape might be part of it. What if I did something like it's a plane, because we want it to tile all around. And then we subdivide it, and then we grab this one, this point, and then we Okay. Maybe I can do something like this. Let's project this from view here. And let's project this from view here. There we go. That's more so what I'm thinking. Now when we subdivide this, bigger. Well, actually we don't probably want to subdivide it. We can just instead kind of a dome shape. Okay, okay. Good lord. This looks horrible. Like the shapes are so... Oh, I only did one side. I didn't have X-ray on when I made those cuts. Let me see if... Let's see. Ah, so it's kind of like a prism shape. Okay. Let's try those cuts again. This time with X-ray. Or cut through, rather, on. Something like that. Yeah, something like this shape, I think, is generally what we're looking for. Okay. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, I think the issue you see around the midpoint, it kind of tiles. We don't want that. So we could do something like this. Like, we don't want it to tile around the midpoint. We could... there's no way to avoid keep it tiling around the midpoint, though, right? I don't think so. What if we... copied it. Let's see, mirrored it. Okay, this ain't bad. I'm thinking, like, what if I faded it out on the edges? I guess that would also work now that I think about it. If I just fade it out around the horizon, give a little bit of a feeling of depth. Let's see, what if I did vertex paint and made this, oops, made specifically these vertices dark. that actually looks really good. Ooh, that looks so good, dude. That looks so good. That looks so good. Let me... What if I... Because the sky changes color in terms of, like, distance, right? Well, I can just... Hold on. Because the sky changes color... Yeah, according to, like, horizon. So I could do, like, a blue kind of thing. Let's try it. I'm just gonna do like that. Make this vertex color. Okay, so now, what if I made it so that this area, whoops, so that this area was a deeper blue? Let me see, I gotta look at a picture. It's darker at the top. Bruh, this is like, it's wild. It's so cool that you can see the like background the background layers scene profiling like disappear behind the level that's rendering. That's just cool to me. Looks pretty good. So let's do a couple things here. We probably want to smooth, this is fine actually, but we probably want to smooth this out, which I think we can do by, save it. Yeah, it's more of an egg kind of shape. The planet is born. Very cool. Very cool. The horizon line is crazy, dude. It feels so dynamic. Okay. So we're gonna make this thing we're gonna make the clouds move, because you gotta have moving clouds, man. This is PS1. You know what? I'm gonna turn off yeah, blur my shell, because it doesn't show up well on camera. Make this text bigger too. Oh my gosh. Okay, not that fast. Let's try. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh. This is crazy, dude. This looks so good. Okay, so the pop-in is obvious, of course. We might be able to do something with transparency, so let's just give that a shot, see what that looks like. Instead of, yeah, overwrite, let's try transparency. Yeah. Well, so you can see the issue is that it's transparent, like not as an entire layer. It's transparent as each thing renders. I mean, there's not much you can do about that because the way fog is calculated, it's per object rather than as an entire scene. I can do a fog shader. That might be better. Let's try dithering and see how that looks. This is interesting because it's still drawing transparently. It's just, I mean, that kind of works. Ooh, nice save. So yeah, transparency. I'm not sure if that. Well, yeah, because it's rendering on a per object basis, this won't work either. So I think what I need to do, I mean, like, because you could have something that is further back, like you can see through stuff. Like you can see the compartment in that ledge area through the game world, essentially. So transparent fog, in order for this to work properly, it needs to essentially draw with no fog, and then once the scene is rendered completely, there's another pass to draw transparently using the depth buffer, the result of the depth buffer, which I can definitely do. Yeah, that's probably that would be the right way to do it. This ain't bad. Ain't bad at all, yeah. But this is oh man, this is so cool. All right, so let's turn off fog dither size. What we're gonna do, we're gonna see if we can get this to work. Dither size, fogless 0. Yeah, so this one where it's transparent, we will not actually do anything about that. Whoops. Oh, the fog. Oh, the fog can also work. I didn't know that. Hold on. I didn't know that I implemented it this way, but you can set a dither size even with non-transparent fog. Oh, okay. That's true, yeah. I guess that does make sense. Okay, so that's fine. We can leave the dither size in for normal fog, but transparent specifically needs to be handled after everything's done. Man, but now I'm thinking about it, how would I even know? Like, it would have to be a single pass. Like, transparency would have to be done after... I guess what I'm thinking is, if you render a scene... Let's change the music up. Let me change the music up. That works. Like, what I'm kind of worried about is you render the scene, and then if you render anything else, it's not gonna like work correctly. The transparency isn't gonna work correctly. But I mean, that's the way it works, I guess. I don't know. Like, if you really wanted to do it correctly, like in this loop, like maybe we can make a special function for it, because you might render multiple things. So like, it would be like cam dot render color multiplied by depth transparency screen, something like that. No. It's not too likely that you would want to render things out of order. But it's not impossible. And really, rendering the scene is just rendering the nodes in the scene. Okay, so what I'm thinking is it would have to probably take the scene too, because you would need the world of the scene to like look at fog settings. Multiplied by depth transparency. Yeah, because I mean, fundamentally, if you have a series of objects rendering like A, B, C, you can't render them all transparently depending on their depth from the camera. You can render their depth. You can render the overall scene and the overall scene's depth, but you can't render it like A, B, C with increasing or decreasing transparency. It has to be rather all rendered, and then when you go to draw to the screen, those pixels are transparent, drawn transparently. Yeah, those pixels are drawn transparently, depending on their depth. So then there is no transparent fog. That fog mode doesn't exist. Yeah, okay. All right, I think I got a general idea of what this would look like then. So this is fine. There is no transparent fog. Instead, okay, so we still have curves. Instead, I think we would need another shader, which is going to be so we don't need a fog. D. Decode depth. Okay, so the depth is still there. And then what do we do with D? D minus Bayer matrix. Absolute. Okay, so there's no such thing as fogless. We don't have fogless, we have a curve. Don't have this, don't have this, don't have this, don't have this, don't have this. We don't have any color because it's transparent. Fog malt. To multiply that and fade over time. Yeah, okay. We're not gonna do anything with texture filter mode. Nearest filter is just this. Don't need that. Depth precision. If depth is greater than 0. Otherwise we discard. Okay, that's right. We don't have a custom. Let's see. There's Atlas thing going on behind the scenes. Texture map mode. Texture map mode. That's never gonna be used. Okay, wrap the texture. So we don't have to do that because the texture is not wrapping. Insert, outsert, we still use that. Decode depth, we still use that. We still use this. Okay. TX. Okay. Alright, so I think this is generally the idea. There's no vertex color. We don't use vertex color. Do we use custom? We don't, right? No. Okay, so it's just disposition. Okay. We don't have custom uniforms. Transparency curve. Well, but we're not even using the world. You're not setting it in the world. Because transparency doesn't work. It's not a fog mode. So you don't need the world. You would need a function arguments to set this stuff. The bare matrix, though, is provided by Tetra 3D. Okay, okay. So I think this is... We don't need this. I think this is... it. I believe this is it. Okay, so let's see here. Transparency range start. But there's no... Yeah, okay, it's 0 to 1. Alright. Range start, range end, 0 to 1. And then we want Bayer matrix dither size. And then we want what else? Transparency curve. Okay. Okay, okay. Fog mode. Hold on, man. Hold up. Let me see. Base 3D fog mode. Fog. Oh, fog. The material is fogless. I see. Okay, so then I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Fog on. Okay, so fog curve, fog blend mode. They're transparent. Okay, cool. All right, so that explains this. Okay. So I think this is fine. Now I want to implement this function to basically take a finished color texture, draw it to the target or the destination image, and use this function to draw it. Oh, but you know what? Let's also take the source. Because you might want to do this for something other than the color textures. The shader, clip alpha shader. Okay. So this is what we're working with. Okay. Render. So now go down here. So we're gonna need images. The source is the first, and then the camera's depth image is the second. We're gonna need uniforms. Actually, I directly needed that right then. Transparency range. Float. Let's see. Float 3. Okay, so you can take a slice. Okay, it's a slice. Did their size. Oops. All right. So we have the transparency range, dither size, transparency curve, and Bayer matrix. Okay. So that should basically be it, I believe. Let's give it a shot. Maybe for now what we'll do, just to make sure we're not going crazy, just render to a color. Render. So the source is going to be color texture. Range is 0 to 1. Curve is no, it has a fog curve. All right, let's try this. All right. Okay. So yeah, the concept is not that complicated. It's just basically render everything and then apply transparency based on the depth of the based on the depth image. Shouldn't be too complicated. Let's see. Are we getting yellow? We're crashing. We're crashing because color text is not, excuse me, not defined. Color text. Source size is not used. Okay. Unexpected uniform value for transparency range to float. Ah. I forgot. I didn't... This is supposed to be bigger. I'm sorry. This is supposed to take the range, start, range, and... Okay, we're getting yellow. That's good. So now, what we want to do is we want to... Now let's just return depth. Okay. That's our depth texture. There we go. Okay. So this is our depth texture. So basically, the lighter stuff should fade out. And the closer stuff should be opaque. Cool. No, yeah, okay. I just realized my depth texture is probably inverted. I probably should probably go from white to black rather than black to white, but it's fine, I guess. I'm shocked that this works as well as it does. That's crazy. This is exactly correct. So basically, as it gets into the distance, things fade out. But as you can see, you can't see things through stuff. Like behind these blocks, you can't see the brick texture. It just fades into the world. That's actually really good. Let's see if we can constrain it a little bit so that the close range is more opaque. Yeah. And then can we get the long range to be fade out faster? That's exactly correct. But I'm not using... Yeah, Bear Matrix dither size is 0. So why is the dither size something else? Bear Matrix dither size. Okay, I'm using the dither size. Let's see. Dither size is 0. Okay. So if the dither size is 0, then why is it using a dither? Or am I using... Oh, I'm using fog. Okay, that... Yeah, I don't want it fog. That works absurdly well. This is crazy. I'm like, I can't believe that this looks as good as it does. It looks crazy good. Let's make the player's camera go a little further. And then let's also make this fade out not so aggressively. It's fine the way it was, I think. This is crazy, dude. You could even see the thing, the text again behind the scene is like overlaid, and it gets faded out according to things that are like rendered in the distance. Like you can see the text get like faded as it gets overlaid with the brick texture because it's rendering in front. That's crazy, dude. This looks so good. I think I want the blue here to be more of a... I think this should be more like... Oh. I think I want this to be more like that. This feels like a Dreamcast game. Look at that, dude. Look at this mess, dude. This is so good. This feels like just blue skies and the clouds churning. Yeah, dude. This is peak. This is PlayStation, dude. This is Dreamcast. This is 2003, dude. This is like the dawn of the century, brother. Like it's crazy, dude. This looks so good. So cool. Let me see how it looks with Matrix, Bear Matrix. He just turns to dust. He just is like, dang, he's gone, dude. He's gone. Woo. Okay, hold on. I have. Oh, Lady HD Sparks says looks great. Yo, thank you very much. Let me ban this bot that coincidentally also posted. Let me see. It is spamming a link that I will not visit. Spam bot, be gone. Be gone, monster. You do not belong in this world. Back to the grave. No. Back to the digital grave from whence you came. Alright, so this looks pretty good. I'm happy with this. Supremely happy. This is so good. It's controlling well. It's running well. Raycasting is like instantaneous. We're a sub 2 milliseconds rendering pretty much, which is pretty good. It's pretty solid. This is good. I'm happy with this. Hello? Hello? When did that start being a problem? Let's see. No, it works. Why this? Okay. There might have been an error. Well, I guess it's fine. Basically, it's supposed to work so that in such a way where when I like switch from edit mode out, as you can see, like it runs the algorithm to automatically tile stuff. For some reason it wasn't doing it, and I don't know why, and it's not doing it anymore. So I guess it's just fine. Export that. Let's get some different music real quick. Yeah, this is feeling pretty solid. So the player character is still just like a template, not a template, but just like a, he's just a, what's the word? Stand-in? I can't remember, I can't think of the word. He's just a, what's the word? He is a prototype character, I guess you could say. Like, this isn't him. I don't know what he's gonna be or anything like that, but this is just something to get some animations down. Ooh, you love the... This is so good, dude. This is PlayStation, man. This is Dreamcast. This is so good. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh. It's... I wonder if I could do like a it fades to white and then fades out kind of thing. Like, what would that look like? What if? Let's just see what that would look like. So the concept here is basically this is just stretched twice as far. And then we do this. Let's see. We mix. Right. A is this. We're just going to do this super simple. If D is greater than 1, D minus equal 1. Color text dot RGB equals mix vec3 1. Or I guess if it's less than 1, rather. Else this return. Yeah. Let's see what this looks like. I see some spots. FD is less than 1. Transparency range 1. Range 1. Let's see. 0.5. 2. Oh, I see. Hold on. Let me see. RGB mix. Smooth step. Let me see. What does a smooth step do, actually? Do I have Kage? Zero if x is less than or equal to start. 1 if x is greater than or equal to end. Otherwise, I guess it's smooth between them. Okay. Ooh, can we do a smooth step? Something like that. Smooth color text RGB equals mix back 1 1 1. Oh, is it 1 minus D? Zero to 1. 0 to 1. 0 to 1. 1 to 0, right? 0 to 1. I'm having so much trouble with this concept, even though it shouldn't be that complicated. Let's see. Smooth step. Pardon me. Smooth step. Zero to 1. Minus D. Oh, maybe it's negative 1 minus D. Nah, let's see. I feel like I'm on the... Right track. D minus 1. D minus 1. Absolute 1 minus D. I don't know. I'm not sure. This isn't anything though. I feel like this should work, but for whatever reason, it's not doing anything. Let me simplify it. Okay, that's better. Okay, so yeah, what would this look like? That's interesting. So that kind of adds a layer of fog. Well, that's the same thing as just adding fog. Oh, I can just add fog. Yeah, okay. So then I don't need to do that. I can just add fog if I want to. Alright, so then this is pretty much done. That's crazy, dude. This looks really good, in my opinion. So I can go here if I want to and say I want additive even fog. So you can do additive fog with no dither size. Additive fog and then fade it out. We can make it in faster so that the fade out happens more. Oh, dude, this is crazy, dude. This looks so good. So good. It's not perfect though. You notice it. Huh, why isn't it perfect? Like, that is basically what we want it to look like. But at a distance, it should be fading out entirely. It should be turning transparent. Let's make this more aggressive so we can kind of see it better. Yeah, why isn't it fully transparent? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to switch to this screen. Let's see, so RGB we're mixing with color text A. Let's see, does this happen with any fog color, or is it just specifically additive? It happens with anything. Yeah, why isn't it fully transparent at the distance? Is it the range? No? Is it this range? Okay, it kind of is. Maybe the vertices can't turn wholly transparent? Whoops. If I just add a little bit on top, does that make a... Why do I have to... Yeah, why is it... Or, Now it... Or, I mean, is it even fully transparent? No, it might actually not be. Okay. So I think what I might... Oh! I'm still doing ×2. Okay, that might be part of the reason. This smooth step was ×2 here. It should not have been. Maybe that was part of it. Let's see. That's better. That is actually really much better. Okay. Alright, so now we can kick this forward a little bit so that it doesn't fade out so aggressively. In the near plane, everything looks opaque. We can make this... We can make the fog more aggressive here. So good, dude. Let's kick the fog forward. This is a culmination, dude. This is like, it all is coming together all at once. This is crazy. It feels so like solid. Like it looks almost exactly like how I want it to look. The seam on the central point is a little distracting, but it kind of gives me vibes of I don't know what game, but like this horizon was like a bright line or something. Maybe I've just seen that before in different media, but like this just looks really good. This looks really solid. It feels like it feels crazy, dude. Like it's just like it feels insane. Okay, so we want it to fade out probably less, more aggressively rather. Yeah, maybe something like this. This is interesting because you have like two different curves, where it's like you have the fading and you have the additive fog. It definitely gives an interesting feel. This feels very, yeah, just very cool, very interesting, very big. I don't know. So really, we just could make it so that it just fades out much more aggressively toward the edge, because we really just don't want it to be like a hard line. Yeah, like that fade out is perfectly fine, and then with the additive you get this nice atmospheric lighting feel. This is so cool, dude. This feels like a beautiful game. It feels beautiful. It feels so good. Fog, dude, fog. It feels crazy, dude. I can't get over it. It feels like a unique existence on the planet. Like this feels like just a variety of different games. I don't know. I'm maybe it's not that impressive, but it's just the colors and the vibe is like unparalleled, dude. It's crazy. I'm so happy with this because I liked additive fog, but it without any ability to fade it out, it's like, well, it's gonna just hard cut off. So it's like, well, you can't use it that much. You have to use overwrite fog, and you can't have a skybox. So if you have a skybox, then you can't use fog. It's like, okay, well, transparent is the only thing that worked. But then transparent fog was problematic because you just, you could see through level geometry and things. So like this is such a like blending of so many a blending of a couple different techniques to get a really nice effect, I think. And it's rendering fast and it's running fast. It's 0.4 milliseconds, dude. I'm so like happy with this. It's so solid, dude. This feels like something else. Anyway, Town Eater says looks good for sure. It's got a wistful, gotta go see over there, what's over there feeling. Yeah, I like it. I think the additive fog is a little too much, actually. So we can kind of kick it up a little bit so that it's not so well, I guess we can kick it up a little bit so that it's not so aggressive in the near field, and then darken it so that it's not so kind of obvious. It should be a little more subdued, I think. Yeah, just a little bit is fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. Kind of gives a little bit of a cloudy, misty kind of thing. Nice cutoff. Beautiful. Okay. This is so good, dude. I'm so happy with this. It feels unique. It feels very unique. Before this, like yesterday or the day before, I was like, man, I got to go back and finish Valkion. I got to go back and finish. I Know Who I Am. I got to go back and finish. That adventure game. Like I was like, man, those games looked good. And in comparison, this was like, I didn't really have a huge feeling of wanting to work on this. It was like, well, it could be good, but I'm really itching to go back to those. But now I'm like, this feels like a unique experience. This feels, I'm so jazzed to work on this. This looks so good. There's so much potential. And it's just, the colors are solid, and the platforming is solid, and the lighting is cool, and it's just like, man, this is all coming together. All of this stuff is like becoming a real experience. Okay. So one thing I kind of want to do is I would like to, I think I want to try linear texture filtering, but the texture filtering filter I have doesn't look very good. It doesn't look like linear texture filtering, I think. It looks kind of weird. Like, it's not, I don't know. It doesn't look like how you would expect it to look. It looks kind of like sharp, even though it's blurry. Like, you would kind of expect it to be more, maybe blurrier. I don't know. It feels like it blurs, like it's a single level of blur as opposed to linear texture filtering. So I'm not sure what I can do about that. Because the bilinear filter is this, and I feel like this is not quite right. So let me take a look here. Okay, so bilinear interpolation is a method for interpolating functions of two variables using repeated linear interpolation. Repeated linear interpolation. Repeated. I see. Bilinear. So it's just linear for two dimensions. Linear is one dimension. Bilinear is linear for two dimensions. Okay. Fract. Oh, should it be S2 and S3 and then S1 and S4? S2 and S3 are X. Maybe Y. Oh no. Mix, I see. And then Y is the yeah, something, hold on. Let me shader toy. Let me look it up on shader toy to see how they do it. I'm sure that bilinear, I'm sure that there must be shaders that do this. T A times UX B times UY B V 0 0 minus 0 0 1 minus 0 0 1 0 minus 0 0 1 1 plus 0 0 minus 0 1 minus 1 0. I'm going to assume. Okay. So 0 0 and 0 1. U A plus C B plus C. Like, I think I'm getting the general idea of this. Let me go back. But I'm not trying to do something super complex. Gradient. That's something pretty simple. Linear interpolation? Let's look that up. Linear interpolation, balance. Inverse bilinear. Interpolation. Cubic Lagrange is this. Bicubic Lagrange. Cubic Hermite. Bilinear texture sample. Nearest texture sample is just this. Okay. So bilinear must be the second one. Left is nearest. Yeah, nearest on left, then bilinear. Then Lagrange, and then cubic Hermite. So bilinear, a pixel is P, so that must be the sample point, times this texture size plus 0.5. Or no, maybe P is a texel. Maybe it's a texel. Okay, and the fract pixel equals floor, one C1 pixel. Maybe 2. C1 plus. Then you're mixing using frac. Frac is a fraction of a pixel, and then you're mixing that x1, x2. Isn't that what I'm doing here? Oh. I'm thinking that maybe the pixel size maybe I have to multiply this by source size. Or no, maybe I have to divide it by source size. Because it's already in pixel. It's already in pixel mode. So a vector of 1, 0 is 1 pixel. In this, the fract is a fract of a pixel. Source position divided by source size plus 0.5. I feel like there's something weird about this approach. Like, it doesn't feel like bilinear texture sampling. It feels, I mean, maybe it is, maybe. Okay, I guess what I can do, let me go back here, undo this. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, if I go and size it up. Hold up, let me pull up. Where's the sprite at? Here we go. Alright, so if I size this up and turn on bilinear, this is what we get. See, it's way blurrier than what it was previously. See, this is more so what I was thinking it would look like. I feel like you can see the seam much more aggressively because it's sharp, but that's more so what I would expect. That's more so what I would expect. But what I get is not that. Instead, yeah, it's not quite right. It doesn't quite look right. Mod. I think this is correct. It might be, maybe the fract is off? Maybe this? I think it's the same like code, source position divided by the texture size plus 0.5. That's what I had here. I think the mixing is the same. I think the mod is the same. So that it loops. Source position. Source size. Okay. I'm going... Well... Yeah, what, hold up. What if I do... something like that. It looks the same. I don't know. It doesn't feel like bilinear filtering. It feels... kind of one-dimensional. Maybe maybe the issue is I'm sampling like on a level of pixels when I need to be sampling on a level of texels. Like I should be working with like the destination location. So it kind of blurs across. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Because, like, looking at it here, it feels like it's blurred, like, on a single level, in a sense. I just die. Like, it's just like a little bit of blur, as opposed to something like this where you can see it's like multiple pixels being blurred. It feels like it's like one pixel being blurred, like one single pixel around each pixel is being blurred. So maybe what I need to do is I need to I think this is still, I think it's still a pixel, but I think at some point I gotta like sample. I don't know, man. The position divided by the size. Position divided by size. Position divided by size. Position divided by size. Plus 0.5. Okay, I think P in this example, in this shader toy, I think P is the position of the texel, the position of the pixel being rendered. Or maybe a fraction. It might be actually a fraction. It might be a fraction. Yeah, it might be a fraction, because then when we get the fract of the pixel, P times the texture size plus 0.5. Okay, that might be what it is. Source position here. Yeah, I need a texel. I need a texel position, which is really the destination position. Let me look something up. The unit mode, let's see. Texel mode. In pixel mode, all units handled by the Kage shader become pixels. Destination position in pixels. Source position in texels or pixels. The unit mode. Anybody get texels? Pixels equals pixels divided by the texture size in pixels. Hold on. What does mod do? Yes, modulo. Okay. X divided by Y. X minus Y. Okay. Mod. Man, okay. I might have to stop because I have other things I need to do. But there's still something up with this code. I'm not sure what. I'm not even sure if I'm like. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it is bilinear filtering, but it doesn't feel like it is. I don't know. Like, I feel like it should be getting blurrier the closer to the camera it becomes, and yet it's not doing that. Instead, it remains crisp. That kind of lets me know already, like, something's wrong. I guess I need to mix in the destination position. How would that work? Destination position to source position. Oh, yeah. See how to use mod for that. Yeah, okay. I think the core problem, I might have to like do some research. I think the core problem is like I do want texels, but I can't just convert. It's already in pixels. Okay, let me try something real quick. So it just okay. So at least this gives me an idea of how Ebiton does it. So what it does is P0 and P1. Okay, so it's just like that. Minus half. So that's might be part of it. P0 is okay, so it does it like this. Something more so like that. It does it unsafe. And then the rate is a fract of P1. P1 is this. 0.5, and then it just mixes it. Let's see, does that work? Interesting, like shimmering effect. I feel like that's closer because you see it getting blurrier as it comes closer to the camera. I think that's better. It's not quite right, but I think that's better. Maybe I don't think this is it. Let's see. Interesting. I mean, I guess what I could do take this out. Just do it like that. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. I feel like I'm close, dude. I guess I can just copy the concept here. Let's try this and see how this looks. Missing comma before new line. Oh, I need to put that at the end of rate Y. Very cool. It makes me feel like I'm in a hacker, like, welcome to the world. Welcome to .hack. Ultimate OS. Like, this feels that's super dope, but that's not what I'm looking for. Of course. I think I need to add in. It doesn't do anything with the origin, huh? Only for address repeat. I see. That's here, okay. Where it adds in the mod, okay. Alright, let's try that. That might do it. That's better. That is what I was looking for. This is correct. This is how it should be. It should be this blurry. That's more correct. Okay. Hooray. This properly feels like a... feels like a N64 game now. This is so cool, dude. All right, I'm hyped. Hyped again. I'm glad to have figured that out, because I was like, I feel like maybe it's not right, but I wasn't sure how. Yeah, this feels way better. Texture, texture filtering wise, this is the way it's supposed to look. Fantastic, man. All right, well, I gotta go. I got some stuff to do, errands to run, but thank you very much for watching. This was a dope stream. We got some great stuff done. Thank you so much for stopping in. Definitely do appreciate it. I've been SolarLoon. If you want to keep watching development on this really interesting, cool game that I'm working on, please do check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SolarLoon. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on, I have a Discord. I'm on Tumblr. SolarLoon, there as well, I believe. Or no, I might be something else on Tumblr. I am SolarLoon Dev on Tumblr. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I think I have to start posting some update videos and stuff. This is really shaping up. It's really looking and feeling solid. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time. Thank you very much once again, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See ya!